and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and we're at the start of another weekly reading vlog, and this week is going to be a little bit chaotic. So I am at the start of my 6 days off. We are currently on Monday. I do have a really busy week, so we're just going to see how much I can get read. So first of all, let's go through the reading plans. The first thing I want to be reading this week, I'm really in the mood for a good murder mystery. So I'm going to be reading The Queen of Poisons by Robert Thorogood. This is the book that you all voted on for me to read during my October TBR. Really excited that this one won. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so excited to read this. This is the third book in the Marlowe Murder Club series and I have so much fun with it. We will be meeting Judith again, who is our main character, along with her two friends who help solve murders, and I am really looking forward to seeing what else these ladies get caught up in this time. The mayor suddenly dies during a town council meeting and poison is what's done it. But who? Why? Guess we're gonna find out. Oh, so excited. I'm really excited to dive straight into this one. So that is what I'm gonna be starting today with. Very excited for it. Technically 3 other books on my October TBR left to read. However, one is for the Cozy Reading vlog, which I am actually going to be tackling tomorrow. That is going to be fantastic. Really looking forward to that book. But that leaves me with 2 other books, one of which I don't own just yet. I am expecting that to arrive any day now. A paperback version of The Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. This is for the Discord book club pick. Some people that have read it, there's been a lot of mixed feelings about this book, so I'm really intrigued to see whether I actually enjoy this one or not. Looking forward to actually getting to this one. Again, just depends when it arrives. It's due, I think, on like the 25th or 26th, so it just depends when I get it. If I'm not getting hold of the book until like Friday this week, then I'll just save it for next week and have it as the last book I read for the month. I am looking forward to reading it, just depends when that one arrives. I've ordered it with my local bookshop, so we could potentially be reading that one, or it will be They Drown Our Daughters by Katarina Monroe. Regardless, I definitely want to finish this TBR this month, so if I don't read either one of the books, it's going to go into next week's video and then we'll start the November TBR is what I'm planning. So I don't know which one of these gothic books I'm going to be reading, but both of them sound great. This one is more of like a haunted town. It's Cape Disappointment is haunted, and there is, if you can hear the call of the water, it's already far too late. There's something in the water. We're following a generational family as well, so really intrigued by this one. I do really want to get this one read. It's been on a couple of TBRs, I think, so really looking forward to reading this one. However, do I think I'm going to be able to get both read this week? I'm not sure. I've got a really busy week. As much as I am off, today is the only day that I've got where I'm not busy doing something. The most I've got to do today is a bit of editing and food shopping. Tomorrow is my every 6-month hospital appointment that I go in and spend about 6 to 8 hours sat in the hospital having all my medication done. Everything's fine, but that I've already dedicated to my Cozy Reading vlog, so I can catch up with that and get a book read for that. Then the day after, I'm out all day again. I should be able to get quite a bit read, because again, it's kind of like another day where I've just got a lot of time on my hands where I'm just sat waiting for things, so I should be able to get quite a bit read. And then Thursday evening, I'm out because me and my partner are going to Kew Gardens, so we've kind of turned it into a bit of a date evening. Got dinner, going off to Kew Gardens to see their Halloween exhibit, so that's going to be really fun. So I have a bit of time in the morning that day. Friday's another busy day, and then Saturday I'm at York for the day, meeting up with a bunch of booktubers, which I'm so excited about. Depending on how much footage I get, I may end up doing a separate video, but I've been trying to manage the amount that I'm giving myself to do and have just a better balance between work, YouTube and my life. So it's probably just going to end up being, at the end of this vlog, you're going to see snippet from going to York, and I'm probably going to pick up some books because it's me and I am so easily influenced, especially when I'm around other bookish people. Like, I'm so excited. And I'm meeting Christina for the first time. Christina is a YouTuber who we kind of started around the same time. We have been chatting for like 4 years now, and this is going to be the first time we get to meet in person, so I'm so excited. So yeah, I have a really busy week. While I'm also saying I don't know how much I'm going to get read, I know I'll definitely be able to read Queen of Poisons. That is not the issue. It's just everything else. Saying that though, I do have a lot of time, as I said, where I am just sat, even going to York. I've got a 3-hour train journey there, 3 hours back. So I'm probably going to get more reading done than what I think, but also who knows. I also really want to make some pumpkin cookies. I've got leftover pumpkin puree from when I made a pumpkin cake. I'm really excited to try these cookies. I found a recipe online. I've never made cookies before, so we're just going to give it a try. Lots of things that I want to be doing, and we're just going to see how much of it I actually managed to get done. I hope you're all doing really well. You'll have to let me know what you've been reading, what you've been up to. For now, I need to go get that food shopping done, and then we can do a bit of editing and then get to baking some cookies. I'm so excited for the cookies. I really hope they come out okay. I have read quite a decent amount actually. I'm very pleased with where I've got to. We all know I was starting off with The Queen of Poisons, and oh, I'm having so much fun. I am up to chapter 18, page 134, and I am tabbing. I have my two different tabs. So we have, let me show you, dark green for suspicions and suspects, and then we have this very light green for facts of the case. Like, you can barely see that green. Obviously had to be green to go with this cover, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So we start off following Susie, which is one of Judith's friends. She is a dog walker come radio presenter come basically entrepreneur, always trying her hand at some wild project. She is very loud and blunt and just a lot of fun to be around, but Susie actually witnesses the murder that's happened, and it's like, oof, love that bit. Love how Susie is stuck in straight away, and the police investigator is just like, you know what, you three, there is literally no point trying to keep you out of this. And yes, to be fair, you have made some very helpful contributions in the past, so I'm just going to give you access as advisors on the police force, but you can only do these certain things, sort of thing. So she just kind of gives up straight away because Susie obviously calls Judith and Bex. Now Bex is the priest's wife, and she is very meticulous. She's really quick to notice tiny little details, but she also really puts herself down. She's a lovely, lovely person. She's very, very nice. She's also the one most concerned with the things that they're doing not being strictly legal. And then we have Judith, and Judith is very much a woman that says, you don't say no to, really. But yeah, I love it. This is so much fun. I do have a suspicion already, and it was my very first one. that this happened, that this is how the murder went about. Obviously, I'm not going to go into details in case anybody wants to read it, but I do think that could possibly be it. There is a theory that they've been working on in here that I feel like, but is that too convenient? And then I was thinking about it last night, because before I go to bed, I tend to think about the books that I've read and what I would say about them and things, and then I just kind of got this, what if this throwaway comment is actually what it is? So that's my plan B. My plan A is I actually don't know who's behind it. I feel like they are setting up a lot of people, but I don't know why they would be doing that. And there is a lot of different motives. There are like two main motives that I'm thinking about, but one we've kind of just slowly been introduced to, and one we learned about earlier on. So I'm not sure. I'm really not sure on what it is, but I love this. I love trying to figure it out. I love thinking to myself, oh, but that doesn't feel quite right. And then I bet you it's going to be the one that I think doesn't feel quite right is the one that ends up being. It's really good fun. I love trying to solve these. I have so much fun with this. So I am planning to read, hopefully, the rest of this today because I'm not doing loads. I've got a lot of waiting around for things. I think I should be able to get a really good chunk of this done because there's only 327 pages. So I've literally got just under 200 pages to go. So I might be able to finish this today, which if I can would be amazing place for put me in for the rest of the week. And then going forward, we'll just see what books available, as we know. But I did spend yesterday evening before bed reading a little short story from my short story collection that I've got going on throughout the autumn season, which is Autumn Chills by Agatha Christie. I read the second short story, which was The Case of the Rich Woman, which again isn't really a murder mystery. Instead, this one is like a life lesson, really, that money doesn't always equate to happiness. That's kind of it. So I'm kind of surprised because I've read 3 of these short stories, and so far we've had 1 murder mystery, and then we've had 2 that are just slightly different about life, which, you know what, I don't mind. I think it's a nice little change of pace considering some of the other short stories that I've read, they've just been murder mysteries the whole time. It's quite interesting to have some of Agatha Christie's different writing in here, but also just wasn't quite what I was expecting. But the one that I'm up to is The Triangle at Rhodes. So we'll see what this one is. Each story tends to be about 30 pages long. I think the longest we've got here is 40 pages. I'm enjoying it. I think it's a good little collection, something just to relax and read to, but I did want to make some progress with that because I do want that finished by the end of autumn. At the minute, I'm reading 1 short story a week is kind of my average. I'm hoping if I keep that up I will have it done. But yeah, that's it. That's all the updates and things. I do need to do my November reading journal setup, so I'm going to be doing that this evening. I have mentioned, but just for those of you that have missed it, I'm not doing my reset videos. I'm taking a little break from those, but the content that was in the reset videos is just being moved. So in my November TBR, I go over the themed weekly reading vlog, any ebooks that I'm reading for the month, etc. It's all in that one TBR video. Things like the reading journal setup will be in a reading vlog, and I will have that on the title of the vlog that it's included. And then at the end of each month, I will talk about some favourites that I have seen, that I have done and stuff across the month in the last weekly vlog of the month, just to make it a little bit easier so it's not a whole extra video I need to edit. Instead, it's just incorporated into things that I'm already creating. It frees me up so I have a little bit more time. It's something I definitely want to work on going forward, is that balance, because obviously I work full-time. I'm also doing YouTube, and it's basically full-time is the way I treat it, especially because what was 2 videos a week with the additional 3rd video for the Relax and Readathons, but then what started happening is I ended up putting out pretty much 3 videos a week every week, and it was just, yes, I can do it, but I'm not getting any time for anything else. Like, unless I'm reading or doing YouTube stuff, like, I'm not having any time for me to do things. And even like going out for the day, I would have to plan that I wouldn't be able to do content, so then make up for that on the other days when I'm at work and stuff, like whether it's before work or after work. And it's just, it was a lot, and I'm just like, you know what, I do want to just put more time and effort into creating better videos that come out twice a week, and then still my Relax and Readathons, they'll still be happening. Also giving myself a bit more time, a bit more freedom, and able to do other things. So we're just working on that balance, you know, the work-life balance. It's important. That's it. That is it for the rambles. You know the plan. We're going to try and finish The Queen of Poisons. I'm really enjoying it. It's just so much fun. I love a good murder mystery. It's just so entertaining, and I really do like our characters in this. I think they're great. I really like Judith, and just her no is not an answer to her, and I love it. I love the way that she gets around things. I think it's brilliant. But yeah, okay, right. Oh, I should also say that in these books you do get to know each character that little bit more as well. They do have their own life stuff going on outside of these murder investigations, and you do learn about them, so they feel very fleshed out, which I really appreciate. But yes, okay, now that's done, I'm going to update my cozy vlog, and then we're going to get on with the day, and fingers crossed we're going to read and finish The Queen of Poisons. That is what I would love to happen today. Wait, I completely forgot to talk about the cookies. So I attempted to make some pumpkin cookies, except I didn't have enough of the right flour, so I mixed it with a little bit of self-raising flour, and basically the cookies turned into cake. So I just had really flat round cake, but you know what, they were tasty. It was nice. I'm definitely going to try the recipe again with the correct flour the whole way through, and I'm so annoyed at myself because I went food shopping and I forgot to check the flour. So by the time I came back, I was like, ah, damn, why didn't I add it to the list? But you know what, they were pretty tasty. I am enjoying it, but I am treating it more like cake than a cookie because that's what it is. Honestly, it's probably the first big mistake I've made when baking, so I'm not mad about it. I think the first attempt at bread wasn't great, but that's because I had my oven on the wrong setting. So considering that they're the only two things that I've done, and this is my first time trying to create cookies and all of this stuff, I feel like I'm doing okay. Also, just wanted to mention the hospital appointment went great. I'm absolutely fine. So that's amazing. And yeah, okay, now I'm gonna go. A really productive day. I did get my reading journal spread done for November, as we saw, and I just went with a really fun mushroom design, and I also changed it up a little bit by having the title down the edges. And honestly, I actually really like this. I think that's really nice. It's not something I've done before, but I don't know, I just really prefer it. It's a nice change to how I always do it, which is like this. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I really like how it came out. I like the color scheme of it all. It's quite nice. It's nice and muted, but it works for me. So really pleased that we got November done. And yesterday I did indeed finish Queen of Poisons, which I'm very happy with. I mean, look at this. Just look how much I did with that. That's brilliant. Now I will say, as much as I had the suspicion right at the start of, okay, this is how it happened, I got that right, but what I didn't get right is the person behind it. I actually didn't have a really solid idea because nothing felt quite right when it came to who was behind it. And then when it was revealed, I was like, oh, that's really quite clever, and it's definitely not even a person that crossed my mind for a second. So I really liked this. I liked the way I was misled. I liked the way that we were just kind of like shown but also steered away from things. I think it worked really, really well. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I had such a good time. It was really fun, really entertaining, and I do always enjoy trying to solve a cozy murder mystery, although my track record has been going down the toilet. Like, I've not been good at solving these, but it doesn't really bother me because I'm not going in it with the purpose to, well, okay, I do want to try and solve it, but it doesn't bother me if I don't solve it. I just have fun trying to and just getting stuck in with it all. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I thought it was so much fun. I really liked where it was going. And of course we do have the fourth book, which is on a boat. I think the fourth book, yeah. Murder on the Marlow Belle. I'm not sure when that's out. I definitely want to get it. I'm just pretty impressed that this year I have started this series. I read the first one at the start of this year and I'm already done the third, which is pretty impressive for me because normally it takes me ages. But this paperback edition came out this year, so we'll see when the next book comes out, whether it comes out in hardback, whether it comes out in paperback, I'm not sure. I will be waiting for paperbacks. Obviously I have them all in paperback, but I'm just really enjoying it. I love our characters. I really enjoy their interactions, and yeah, I had no idea. The culprit behind this really shocked me, but it made so much sense. And you know what, I can say a couple of things could have been tightened up a little bit. I think a couple things here and there could have been, I don't know, maybe just finessed a little bit better. I think for me, the first book is still always going to be my favorite because it's the first introduction. I thought the way that that mystery was done was really, really clever. I think this one was just more misleading than anything else, but I still liked it. Cozy murder mysteries, you know what, they are just a fun time. Am I going into it for the best writing? No. Am I going into it for the most intricate things? Like, no, I'm just going into it for a fun murder mystery. Is it intriguing? Are we getting that murder that's happened? Are we getting our amateur detectives trying to solve it? Are we getting different twists and turns as they try and solve it? Are they making mistakes and stuff? Like, if we've got all of those ingredients, I'm going to have a good time. And that's literally what this book did. It gave me a really good time trying to solve this murder mystery, and took me on a little merry chase around it as well, because I don't know, there were just certain things in this book where I was like, it could be, but it doesn't feel right. And then we got the murderer revealed and I was like, huh, okay, didn't see that coming. It felt, I don't know, I feel like, I think this is the first one in a while that I can go, I think I would have preferred it if it was a different character that did the murder, because there were certain things that I think it could have led up to that way. But at the same time, I still enjoyed this one. It really wasn't anyone that I was thinking about, so I do like it for that. Definitely you were misled a lot more in this one, which I know not everybody's going to like, but for me, I enjoyed it. For the next book I'm going to be reading, it is actually going to be They Drown Our Daughters by Katrina Monroe, just because I haven't had the call yet for The Vampires of El Norte yet. I think it should be coming definitely tomorrow, but I want to get started on reading a book today, and I don't want to try and rush read The Vampires of El Norte and try and get it done in 2 days. So I think if I start this one today, I can read The Vampires of El Norte next week and have that as finishing out my October TBR, the last book I need to read. So this book is 367 pages long. I am intrigued by this one. I know it's going to be beautiful writing because I read the first line of this book at the very start of October. I wasn't sure what I wanted to read. I wasn't sure what I was feeling like. And so I was reading the first sentence of a few different books. And this one I thought was just very poetic in a way. So I think it's going to be quite nice writing, quite atmospheric. Regina found Constance sprawled on the grass, her thick greying hair tangled with purple thistles. And I just think the imagery on that is really gorgeous. Even into the next line, a ring of pale blue Thalia petals surrounded her body. I just think it's going to be lovely. So yeah, I think I'm going to read this one. Get started on this today, but today I have another exciting day because I am going off to Kew Gardens for the Halloween special that they're doing. So we're going out this evening, so we're meeting up. Me and my partner are going to meet up for dinner and then we're going to go to that. Really excited. I'm so happy to go. Like, it's something that I've never done before. Then I saw it and I was like, yes, we have to go. I'm so excited. So I've got a bit of time. I think I've got about 4 hours before I need to leave. I've already done my editing for today, so I'm really happy with that. So I've literally just got today to just relax in this 4-hour gap. So I'm gonna do probably a bit of tidying up and then we're just gonna get started on this and see how much I can read. I'm not expecting to spend the full 4 hours reading this. I have been playing a bit of Animal Crossing. I've been enjoying it. Do I keep forgetting to film it when I'm playing on it to have in here as a bit of b-roll? Yes I do, but it's fine. We're having a really good time. I don't actually have an ebook on the go at the minute, but I'm going to be starting a new ebook in about 3 or 4 days time for the Cozy Reading vlog, and if I was at work I would probably start an ebook so I could read it on my lunch breaks at work, but because I'm not, I think I'm just gonna stick to the one book, which is weird. I don't have any other books on the go apart from the short story collection by Agatha Christie. Like, I don't have any other books on the go because I finished all the books I need to read for my Cozy Reading vlog. I'm waiting for the next one to be published. I actually only have this one, which is going to be really weird for me. I haven't done that in ages. Normally I've got about 3 or 4 different books on the go because of the different videos, but I actually have a few days where I literally just have the one book to focus on, which I think is going to be really nice and refreshing, actually. I am waffling on. I do want to do a bit of tidying up. I mean, I don't really want to, but I need to. We need to do some washing up and stuff. I think we're just going to settle down, get to reading, and then potentially play a bit of Animal Crossing. I don't know, I've come up with an idea of what I want, because I'm turning my island, I've mentioned this a few times, into a goth, kind of like Halloween inspired island, and I am going to turn one of the areas into like a vampire area. I'm literally said I was going to go and I'm still here. I think it's time to go. We are joined with my lovely Hermione, my little assistant. What was I going to say? Yeah, yesterday at Kew Gardens, that was really nice actually. I think the time we went was perfect because by the time we started the walk through the gardens, it was 8 o'clock at night and it was really dark, and so everything looked that little bit more spooky. It was really atmospheric. I enjoyed the music that they had going. Like, it was a really fun time. I enjoyed it. The only thing that we said that would have been nicer is because Kew Gardens is quite large, they could have done it a bit bigger and kind of made, I don't know, maybe a little bit longer, done a little bit more with it in places, but what they did do, we did like. It was really good fun, so I'm really pleased with that. And yesterday, before I went out, I did have that bit of time, as I said, and so I did start They Drown Our Daughters, which I'm really liking actually. I read quite a good amount of this yesterday before I went out. I got up to chapter 8, page 95. This book, we're following a couple of different point of views and a couple of different time frames. So we start off in the past, and it seems to me that we are following women through the generations of this family, and they will get a chapter about something that's going on to do with this family curse that is affecting them. So I really like that. I think the writing itself is quite nice and just like atmospheric, and I don't know, I like a lot of the imagery that's being used. But the main plot line is we're following Meredith, and Meredith has recently split from her wife. They aren't divorced, they're not really sure what's going on, but she's taken a bit of time. She's taken her daughter Alice with her, and they've gone to her mum's back on Cape Disappointment, and you see how the relationship between Meredith and her mum is really strained. Her mum's not doing so well in a few different respects. She keeps forgetting a lot of things, plus her mum is really obsessed with this curse, which has caused a lot of strain between Meredith and Judith, her mum. But she goes back there because she's like, I've got nowhere else to go, and she was really feeling the call to go back there. Like, there was something about it that was like insisting that she goes back. But things things aren't quite right. Like there's been a few instances of things happening that you're just a bit like, oh, that's not right. That's a little bit creepy. That's a little bit gross. But I'm kind of liking that. Like I'm enjoying how it's a very slow build up. It's a little bit eerie and things just, there's certain scenes where it's not anything quite gross, but it's definitely unsettling, some of the stuff. And so I'm liking that. There's also been a development that I was not expecting, which I'm not going to tell you because it's not on the back. So I don't want to give away any spoilers, but it's definitely not what I was expecting to happen. So I'm really intrigued where it's going to go from here, because it's a whole change in plot that I just was not, like, had no idea that was going to be happening, I'm not gonna lie. But I like it, I'm really enjoying it. We do also get Judith's perspective, which I thought was really well done, because it shows what it's like to start forgetting things. Like there'll be moments where Judith was walking along and she can't remember how she got there, what she's doing there, and you'll see her brain trying to like logically come up with a reason as to why she ended up where she ended up, even though you know that that's not the reason at all. And you can kind of see like it's scary, it's frustrating for her. It also is annoying because then she feels like everyone's like, oh well, you don't know anything because you can't remember stuff, and she's like, I do remember some things. And you just seeing that again, point of tension, because you have Meredith that's concerned about it but also frustrated, Judith who is frustrated with it but also, you know, it's scary, you can't do much about it. So I think that's been represented really well. So yeah, I'm just enjoying this. I think it's good. I like the writing style. It's very easy to read, and I do plan on bringing this with me. Today I have one last hospital appointment, it's my last one, so I'm going to take this along with me and hopefully we'll get a good bit read. I am also, as we know, I'm going to York tomorrow, so I will not be updating tomorrow, and then Sunday I'm back at work, so I think the next time I update will be Sunday afternoon, which by that point hopefully I would have finished this book, because I'm bringing it with me today and to York, and we'll just see how much I get read. You remember how I said I was like, oh, I've only got one book on the go, oh my god, this is so unusual for me, and oh, it's gonna be so nice. Yeah, no, I started a whole nother book. Because of course I did, because when we were going out yesterday I decided, you know what, I won't take this because I doubt I'm going to get much reading time, but just in case something happens and I want to read, I'll take my Kindle with me, just in case. And apparently that was a really good idea, because some of the trains were a little bit messed up, so we had a bit of a longer wait time, and while normally we spend the time chatting, because it was the underground we couldn't really hear each other anyway, so he went on his game, I was reading a book. And I started a book that I picked up because of Leandra. I'll have her channel linked below, but she was reading this one. She really enjoyed it. It's called Great Expectations by Alice Bell. She was talking about it and she was like, oh, this is really fun, it's really enjoyable. Oh, she's gone. I then checked for a copy and it was only 99p on Kindle, so I decided to pick it up, save it for a rainy day. Turns out that rainy day was yesterday. But I'm enjoying this. I read the first 3 chapters. I'm up to chapter 4, page 61. This is really fun and interesting. So we're following a main character, Claire, who is clairvoyant. She can see ghosts. She does her job like as a freelance clairvoyant, basically hosting seances and things, and she gets invited out to this massive like mansion basically in English countryside, and is there for this nan's or great nan's birthday to do a seance for the birthday. Except when she's there, things don't go quite right and she's getting caught up in a murder mystery that she's got to try and solve. I'm really liking this because it's literally just a paranormal mystery. It's really fun and entertaining. I would say if you like Stranger Times, which is a paranormal mystery series, then you'll probably like Great Expectations. This one I would say is a little bit younger. It feels a lot younger. You're still following adults, but you are following people in like their early 20s or at mid 20s. Colette feels very young. She feels very, and there is a reason why she feels so young as a character, which I do think makes sense, but she does feel very young, very hapless, very like chaotic and all over the place. You know, 20s, of course she should feel that way. But if you enjoyed the Stranger Times but you just want to see it from like some younger characters, and as Leandra calls it, a Scooby gang getting together trying to solve a murder, then this is a good one for it. It's really funny and silly in places. I would say a lot of the humour is quite British leaning. I find really funny because Obviously I'm from the UK. But yeah, I really enjoy it. It's quite funny and entertaining. So yeah, I did start this one. Do I think I'm going to finish it this week? No, because my main priority is They Drown Our Daughters, and so this is what I'm going to be focusing on. But I probably will bring my Kindle with me to York tomorrow just in case I manage to read loads of this and I get it finished and I've got a bit of spare time. We'll see. What will probably happen is I'll probably just end up reading a bit more of this when I'm at work on Sunday. So I'll update you then with that. But yeah, it's been a really nice week off. It's been really busy, so I don't feel like I've rested at any point, but I've also had loads of reading done, which I'm so happy about. That is it for today. Today I do have that hospital appointment in the morning, and then pop up to TK Maxx on my way home and just have a little look in there because I enjoy having a browse, and I do need to start thinking about Christmas decor for here, which I know at the point of me filming this we're only at the end of October, but I want to start filming some of my December videos which I want the Christmas background, so I'm probably going to end up putting up my decorations probably in like the second week of November, because then it works for the filming background. And also, as much as I love the bats and stuff, I've had the bats up for months now, so I also wouldn't mind a bit of a change in decor. I kind of wouldn't mind seeing what Christmassy stuff they've got just to see. Probably not going to take any b-roll for that because I want the next lot of b-roll to be the Booktube event, because that's what I'm most excited for. I'm up so early. My train is at 7, just after 7 in the morning, and then by the time I actually get to York it's going to be 10:30, so it's going to be quite a long journey, but I also don't mind. Like, I'm really excited to go, and that's also why I think actually starting a second book probably wasn't a bad idea because of the amount of traveling I'm going to be doing. So yeah, I'm really excited for the Booktube meetup. There's going to be loads of us. I'm really looking forward to going to York. The one and only time I went to York itself was to go to the ghost shop there, which meant that I did not see anything of York really because I was mainly queuing up for that one shop. So this will be the first time me actually going to all the different bookshops, as well as meeting up with some friends again. Like, oh, I'm so excited. So honestly, the next lot of b-roll you're gonna get is all about that, and yeah, we'll just see what the day in brings, and I will meet up with you in a few days time to finish off what I read, show off any books that I bought while I was there, and just all of that. I'm having a good old time. I feel kind of sad that, you know, I sat here specifically for my cat and she left. But okay, right, let's carry on with this day. I do actually need to get myself ready and go to this appointment, which honestly the biggest danger is me falling asleep during the appointment because you're literally just gotta lay there. Anyway, right, let's not ramble about that. Let's go. A very busy few days, but it's been really fun. I really enjoyed it. You may notice my shelves are slightly different. I decided late on Friday evening that I was going to rearrange my shelves, and I'm actually really happy with it. But I have all of that filmed for my cozy vlog, which I think will be coming out after this video. Not sure exactly on the date, but it will be soon after this video. maybe like a week or so after. But yeah, I really am happy with how it all looks actually. I really like the change. Like, it's not much of a change. Well, it is. It is. Basically, I used to have my book going across these two and then round. You'll see in the video. It's a nice change, I like it. Every so often I just feel like I need a refresh of my shelves. I'm really happy with it, so this is good. Very, very happy with it. But yeah, it's been a busy couple of days, but it's also been really fun. So like yesterday with going all the way to York and that, doing it all in one day, honestly a little bit much. I had such a good time. It's always so much fun meeting up with everyone again. Meeting Christina in person for the first time was absolutely lovely. Like, oh, that was so good. Christina is such a lovely person, and it was so nice to be able to chat and really like get to know her, but like in person, because I feel like I already know her. I've been watching her for years, like for 4 years. We've been messaging, we've done buddy reads and stuff, but actually meeting her, it was great. I really, really enjoyed it. I ended up going to 4 little independent bookshops. I ended up being one of the first people to leave because I had work today. It was work early morning, so I just couldn't be staying there too long, plus with all the travelling back and everything. We started off meeting at Waterstones, which I didn't bother looking around Waterstones. I can do that here, so I wasn't really interested in looking around there. But then we went to 4 different independent bookshops, and the bookshops, the first one we went to, I didn't buy anything from. It was, I think it was the Blue Door bookshop, and this one was basically a children's bookshop. So you had a lot of books from being a baby to early teens. So it was lovely. It was really, really beautifully decorated, and it was really good for really young children. The next bookshop we went to, oh, it was so good. That was the Apple bookshop. It was Apple something bookshop, and in there, oh my, I was tempted to buy so many things. I should probably put this down. I'm trying to like, I want to drink it, but I also want to do this update, and instead I'm just like wobbling it, and all I can think is this is going to go everywhere. It will keep. But yeah, I was so tempted to buy so many books from this bookshop because it was such an interesting mix. You had some new releases, but you had a lot of books on fairy tale and folklore and from around the world, which I was so tempted by. There were so many that I was like, oh, I've never seen this before, I really want this. But then thinking about it, I'm like, I do actually have quite a few fairy tale short story collections that I just haven't read. Like, don't get me wrong, I have read one during the 24-hour readathon. Well, I ended up DNFing it, which was a shame, but that's all in that video. But I do really want to read more of the ones that I've got before I start collecting loads of others, because then I just get overwhelmed and I never know where to start. So I was really good. I didn't get any of the folklore collections, but I was so tempted. They also had like loads of tarot decks and things. Like, it was just a really cool shop. I did get one book from there though, and that's Susanna Clarke's new book, which I've been so excited for. Oh, that is, oh yeah, the Little Apple Bookshop. There we go. But yeah, I've been so excited for this book. I really can't wait. Susanna Clarke's one of my favourite authors. This is a little short story that is taking place in the world of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which is my favourite book ever. I love that book so much, and it is so gorgeous. So this is The Wood at Midwinter, and I really want to read this during my 24-hour readathon. My relax and readathon that will be happening in December. I do plan on reading this one. It's not going to take me any time at all. It's such a tiny little short story, but it is so beautifully illustrated. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to have this as part of my collection, so we'll definitely be getting that one read. So that's the only one I got from there, which I think was very good for me, because normally I'm so quick to buy books at these sort of events, but I was very good. After that shop, we then went to lunch, we went to another bookshop. It was a second-hand bookshop. I didn't get anything from that one, and then we went to lunch. Yeah, I think then we went to lunch. I don't know, I really can't remember the order and everything. I was very tired. But the next bookshop that I actually bought things at was the Pride bookstore, and oh, this was such a good bookshop. They had such good books. Like, they had a really good mix. So you've got horror books, fantasy books, sci-fi books, non-fiction, young adult books, like really good genres, and all of it with Pride representation, which was amazing. And they even had little flags in the books to show what representation was in the book, which I thought was fantastic. I love that idea. So if you're interested in a particular type of representation, you had the little flags that would direct you to those books. I thought it was brilliant. I ended up getting 2 books from there. Again, I could have got more, but I was good. I took pictures of a few different things that I was interested in, but I picked up A Power Unbound by Freya Marske. This is the 3rd book in a series that starts with A Marvellous Light, which I adore. It is a historical fiction fantasy murder mystery. and I love it. I love this series so much. I really, really like it. I think it's really underrated, and this is the third book in that series. I've been eagerly anticipating reading this, but because I collect them in paperback, I have been waiting to read it, but I really can't wait. Each book we have a different person that we're following, but they're all interconnected. I love it. I love this series. I'm not going to go too in detail to the synopsis of this because we'll be here for ages, but it's a fantastic series. Highly recommend. Really pleased I got that one. And then I also got a non-fiction book, and this one is The Radical Tarot by Charlie Claire Burgess. This is a book I picked up because of Sylvie over at Tarot Magpie. Sylvie used to be a booktuber as well, but since focused on tarot, and I really do enjoy tarot. It's something I really want to improve my practice with. I really enjoy it. I love watching Sylvie's videos, and this is a book that Sylvie does really recommend. Like, she talks about this book a lot and what it's doing, which I love the concept of this a lot. So when I saw it there, I was like, well, I have to. So I decided to pick this one up. I was giving it a bit of a read through on the train journey home, and I'm really, really intrigued to get more into this. Bit of a random one for this channel, but I really do love tarot, and I'm really, really excited to actually have a book on it, and it's gonna be great. And then the last bookshop we went to probably was my favorite just because of what it was, and that is a murder mystery bookshop, which I love. Oh my god, it was so cool. Everything in there was murder mystery. They had true crime books as well, but yeah, a whole section dedicated to Agatha Christie. Like, again, this was a bookshop that I wanted to buy so many books at, but was very good and just got the one. I'm so impressed with myself. The Adventure of the Christmas Pudding by Agatha Christie, and this is because I want to read it in December, because last year I read my first Hercule Poirot Christmas book, which I really enjoyed, and so I wanted to continue that and read another Christmas story. Excited to read this one in December, hopefully. I've got so many books that I've actually put aside for December, which I'm actually surprised at, and it all started because of last year and doing a themed like murder mystery at Christmas time reading week, and I really enjoyed it. And so now basically I've expanded it to a whole month of Christmas themed books that I want to read, and I've got so many. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get them all on my TBR, but I'm so excited for them. With all that done and out of the way, I had a fantastic day. It was great to see everyone. I will have everyone linked below for you. Do check everybody out. They are absolutely wonderful. But I did also finish They Drown Our Daughters because I had a really long train journey, so I was able to get this finished. I enjoyed this book. Is it the most new, groundbreaking, gonna be my favourite horror book ever? No. However, I really like the different twists and turns of this book. Like, I was surprised. I didn't expect a lot of the things that happened in this book to actually happen, and I really liked the atmosphere in this book. I think this is a really good horror book if you don't really want it to be scary. This is a really nice atmospheric read with a haunting story, and the haunting isn't around a house. It's instead about a haunting that's affecting this bloodline, affecting the women in the bloodline, and it's to do with the Cape, the sea that is there. And it's so good. It really is good. Like, is it scary? No. Is it eerie and haunting? Yes. I really liked this one. I thought it was really interesting. I liked the different depictions in here. I liked what it was exploring about motherhood. Like, it was just very well done. I was pleasantly surprised. Like I say, this is not going to be a new favourite, but I do think this is underrated. It's got really good representation in here as well, so I really liked this one. I thought it was a really good read. I'm pleased that I finally got around to it, and I do think this was a really good time to read it. Like, during this sort of weather is really good to read this book just because of the atmosphere and the writing in this. It wasn't too purple prose, but it was just really well done. It was atmospheric. I'm using that word a lot, but that's what this was. I don't think any of this was too predictable. Also, I didn't think about it too much because this wasn't a book I had to focus on too much, but I thought it was good. I thought it was a really solid gothic book to read for this time of year. So if you are interested in a ghost story that isn't to do with a haunted house, but instead to do with a haunted cove, give this a try. It was very good. I really enjoyed it. And then, so Grave Expectations. I know I said Great Expectations. No, Great Expectations, that's the one by Charles Dickens, obviously. I studied that one. But no, Grave Expectations by Alice Bell. I've decided to put this one down. I wasn't really in the mood for it. I stand by what I said about it. I think it's a good book. I think if you do like things like Stranger Times and stuff, but you just want something that feels a little bit younger, then yeah, this is a good one for it. I just ended up not really being in the mood for this sort of humour. I prefer the humour in Stranger Times to this. I did appreciate some of the joke. A lot of them were pretty tongue-in-cheek about things here in England, which was quite fun, but the actual mystery of it all and stuff I just wasn't as captured by, so decided to put this one down. I'm really quick to just DNF Kindle books because they stay in on my Kindle. Like, it doesn't bother me. I will go back to this one eventually when I'm in that sort of mood for a tongue-in-cheek paranormal mystery, but for now I've decided, you know what, I'm just going to put this one down. I will probably come back to it at a later date because I am intrigued by this and I am interested in the second book by this author, so I probably will come back to it. It's just right now I'm not in the mood for it, especially knowing that the next book I'm reading for my cozy new releases is also a paranormal mystery. So I've decided, you know what, actually, rather than overdo it, let me not, and instead focus on the one for the cozy new releases because that's coming out literally in 2 days time. So yeah, decided to DNF this one, but that doesn't bother me. It's a Kindle book. I will get back to it eventually. So that brings us to the end of this video, which this has been a very long outro, but I think you're pretty much used to the rambles. It's been such a busy week. I feel like I haven't really had time to really do anything that I like to, like, be really cozy and do loads of cooking and things because I just haven't had a chance. I ate out the last 2 days in a row. Then I have just done like quick meals and stuff. Just been like really easy with it all because I've been so busy. But it was a really nice start to the week, at least, with attempting to make cookies that turned out to be cakes, but you know, that was worth it. I enjoyed it. And yeah, overall, as much as it's been a really busy week, sometimes you just need those weeks just to get everything done, and yesterday it was a tiring day, but it was so worth it. So yeah, overall it has been a really good time. I'm really pleased with it. We did start off the week with reading Queen of Poisons, which I really loved. I had so much fun with this one. Is it my favourite in the series? No, but I love these characters. I'm really excited to see where the next mystery goes, and I did still enjoy this, and I was pleasantly surprised by who it ended up being, so that was really good. Overall, the reading week has been really decent. I'm really impressed that I got 2 books finished this week. I feel like I shouldn't because there was lots of times where I was just sat waiting or traveling and stuff, so I had loads of time to read. If it wasn't for that, I would not have got 2 books read in 1 week at all. I'm really pleased with everything. So thank you for watching. Please let me know, have you been to York? What is your favourite bookshop in York? And what is the latest book that you've bought, actually? You'll have to let me know. But for now, we're gonna leave it there. So thank you so much for watching. I really do truly appreciate all of you that takes the time to watch these videos, whether you comment or not. Like, it really does mean a lot, so thank you. If you would like to let me know that you were here but don't know what to say, then you can always leave me a, let's go with a teacup or like the skull cross and bones emoji thing for Queen of Poisons because this was so much fun. I enjoyed it, and yeah, we're gonna leave it there. So thank you once again for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, then please do consider giving it that thumbs up, subscribing and commenting. Those 3 things really help this channel out. My social media links and everyone that I have mentioned will be linked below for you, and I will of course catch you in the very next video.